Hi guys, I'm Anita and I'm back with another video. Today it's time for my June TBR. I just uploaded my summer romance book bingo TBR for the first card, so a lot of those books will be on this TBR, but I also have a couple of other things that I want to read over June that didn't fit into the card necessarily. So let's get over my June TBR and what I'm reading this month. This month is going to be quite hectic, I think. So I don't know how much listening time I'll actually have, but I probably will have some. So I have still put 8 books on my TBR for my audios, and then I have 6 books on my physical reading TBR. Hopefully I can get through that. I have not been very successful with my physical book reading the past month, but hopefully June will be better. Let's get into my books and what I'm reading. For my audio plans, I'll go over those first, and then I'm going to go over my physical or ebook plans afterwards. The first book that I need to read is Lies, Damn Lies and History by Jodi Taylor. This is my Stacking the Series challenge, for my Stacking the Series challenge, where I read a couple of books every month for that challenge. And this one is book 7 in the Chronicles of St. Mary's series. This series also works for my summer romance book bingo TBR prompt thing, where I have to read a sequel, and this one is book 7, so this works for that prompt, and it also actually has a romance featured in the story. So the second book that I have on my list to read is Romancing Mr. Bridgerton by Julia Quinn. This is book 4 in the Bridgerton series, and this is one I read for the summer romance book bingo, and it is to read a historical romance. The third prompt is another romance book, and that is my very 90s romance by Jenny Colgan. This is also for summer romance book bingo. This one is going to cover the 2019 romance release. This was published in March 2019. The fourth book that I have on my list is The Walls of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. This is a sports romance, and this is also for the romance book bingo for the sports romance category, and I'm really looking forward to reading another Mariana Zapata book because I really loved Coyle. The next book I have is Devil in Winter by Kleypas. This is the third book in the Warnflower series. With this one, I'm going to listen to the Danish translated edition, which I've done with the other 2 as well, because those are the only ones I have access to without having to purchase it. So I'm definitely going to be reading that, and the second one was really good, and I thought the narration of the audio was also really good, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. The 6th book that I put on here is Through the Grinder by Cleo Coyle. This is the second book in the Coffee House mystery book series. I wanted to get a couple of Audible books on here, and I have wanted to read on in the series for a bit, and it also it's just funny with these cozies, and hopefully I'm going to be really enjoying it. It was a lot of fun, the first one. The 7th book I'm going to read is The Unhoneymooners by Christina. I've seen a lot of hype around this one, so I really want to try and get into that, also because of the summer romance book bingo, and I would probably try and use it for one of the prompts that I haven't picked out something for yet. I probably could pick it for that, but I don't know exactly which prompt I'm going to use the book for yet. Although, if nothing else, I have the free space choice to put it on, but let's see what I end up picking. The last and final audiobook I put on this list is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now, I read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo back in April, and it's one of my favorite books of the year, so I definitely want to try something else by her as well. I tried to see if it was a romance, because like The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is a romance, but this one was not categorized as a romance on Goodreads main page, so I decided not to put it on my bingo board, but I will be reading it, and if it fits, if I find out that it's quite a romance as well, then I will probably use it for one of the prompts that I haven't picked for yet, but we'll have to see when I get to it. So those were the 8 audiobooks that I have on my list. Now let's get into the 6 physical books that I want to try and get to. The first book that I have put on this list is Fire Touch by Patricia Briggs. This is for my Stacking the Series challenge, where I'm trying to catch up to the series and read up to book 10. or 11, which comes out, this is book 9, so book 11, which comes out this year. And I read the 8th one, Night Broken, in April and loved it. It's like, was so good, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen with this one. So put this on and I can't wait to read it. This one also covers my summer romance book bingo board for the favorite author prompt, and this has quite a lot of romance in it. It is heavily centered on the romance between Adam and Mercy as well. The second book I have on my list is The Hands of Oberon by Roger Zelazny, book 4 of the Amber Chronicles, and this is my companion book omnibus collection of all of the 10 novels in the Amber Chronicles. So it's a chunky, hefty one, but honestly, the Goodreads says that this book is only 888 pages, so it's not like it's a really, really long book. The next book that I put on my list to read is A List of Cages by Robin Rowe, because this is both a contemporary, YA contemporary, so it fits my summer romance book bingo with that, but it's also on Lala's favorite list, so this will be my Lala's favorite pick of the month, and we'll see how that goes. This next book I put on my June TBR just because I want to read it. I recently hauled it, and I read the first book in April, and it's one of my favorites of the year, and it is The Faded Sky by Mary Robinette Cowall, the second book to the Calculating Stars, which is here. Yeah, so I want to read this and get caught up to the series, because I've heard that it's going to be a quartet now. There's going to be 2 more books following another character from this world, and this is the last and final one from Eliza. I forgot her name right now, but I loved the first one and I can't wait to read this. Last time I read the book really quickly, so hopefully I'll do that with this one as well. That's what I'm hoping for, at least, and then I won't feel bad about putting another book on my list. The 5th book that I put on my list this month to read is a Kindle book, and it is Agent in Training by Terri Reid. This is a 0.5 in a series that's called the K9 Unit or something like that, and I picked this for the bingo prompt, read a book with a cat or dog on the cover, and this is only 66 pages, so it will be a quick one to read for sure, but I decided to go with this one because it's on my bingo board, and hopefully I like it, and then I can get to the next in the series. And the last and final thing that I put on my June TBR to read is Hot in Hellcat Canyon by Julie Ann Lang. This is the summer romance book bingo's read along book for the month, so I decided to go with this one, and I think it will cover the small town romance prompt from my bingo board as well. In total, I need to listen to 41 hours and 40 minutes over June, which means I need to listen to about 1 hour and 38 minutes a day, I guess, or 1.38 hours a day, and so that's not too bad. I think I will definitely be able to make that. For my physical books, I have a couple of different challenges, but it's not that bad. I have to read 1,671 pages, and that equals to about 55.7 pages per day. So if I can put 55 pages every day of my of books that I have on this TBR, then I'll be happy, and then I can read whatever else I want to read, so I can finish some of the things that I already have on my TBR that I didn't get to last month, because last month is probably the worst I've done with a TBR since this year. So, but I have actually been good at trying to read from books that I have had on my TBR recently, or at least I'm working on all of the books from my previous TBR, so I'm gonna get there. Anyway, this was my TBR for June. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of the books that I'm planning on reading, if you're planning on reading any of the books that I'm planning on reading as well. Are you planning on taking part in the summer romance book bingo? Also let me know about that. What things are you going to be reading in June? I'd always like to know that. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Goodbye!